We are back. Welcome to part 2 of living with my ex. So this is part 2. If you made it here, I azish straight from my inbox to you. So if you are coming across this video for the first time, I'm just doing a little bit of series of living with my ex, simply because I am currently living with my ex, and with my ex we have 2 kids. So for a background, Yana, you can go to a vlog previous, like to the previous vlog. So like it has to be like the one under this one. So yeah, go there. And yeah, so I hope that you catch up. So on the last one, I promised that on this coming one, I'm gonna do like the reasons why I decided on my side to say, you know what, I cannot do this anymore. I think like we've ran a good race. It is time to let go. You know, Meg G once said, Caspanyoves has to leave the mic before the mic leaves him. So you must know when to leave the stage. You know. So yeah, so I have like reasons. Yo guys, it's raining. At this point, I don't even want to complain about this rain anymore, because it's been raining like weekly. Lo manje why angiblockela if you hamba kanjani. I'm just trying to, because I sent the reasons to this phone so I can get them and then try to like go by reason and then explain those reasons to make them make sense. And then I just hope that maybe sometimes you will help me, maybe try to like to see, or am I being irrational, or am I or what, you know. So yeah, so I will start from I'm gonna try to like start from, let me go to the slower lane. So I'm currently going to KFC to buy food, because today I did not cook because I was supposed to go on a date, and then it's raining, and then my date did not say anything, and I'm like, I'm not gonna ask Ravaya or what. So but before I continue, I'm just gonna stop here to see if the video is showing nice and the quality is good, because the last one the quality was bad, but I was like, I'm not about to re-record this, because it's not gonna be the same. One take, especially in stories, one take is enough. So when quality, but now I'm just gonna try. But I'm not even gonna try, because I just feel like it's the same position as that one, and I feel like today there's no sun reflecting on the window, so it's not bad. And I also tried to put the lights on in the car, so I think we're good to go. So I was just telling that while waiting for my phone. Let me not be fast, because KFC it's not far. So I want to cover all points possible. So point number 1, I'm gonna go for like those you see those like ish, I could work with this, or I don't know, but I'll try to go like from smaller and understandable, you know, that but it's a problem, but it's not. I don't know, but but just because they are here, it means for it, there are problems. Let's just say that. So number 1, this one is not really a problem, because there are people who are like this, but they are different when it comes to their partners. My man has, I'll try to put it in a nice way, because I think we're not fighting here, we are just talking and we are just giving my story. So, but if I come across like I'm being aggressive, I'm not trying to do that. It's just that some things maybe I will be like, you know. So yeah, point number 1, I mentioned on the video that my ex, you know, I keep saying my boyfriend, I can't get used to this thing that nice, but when I say my boyfriend, you know what I mean. So yeah, let's just go with the boyfriend, my boyfriend. But no, let's keep with the ex. Let's hope I don't keep on. So but yeah, so even I must just stop saying ex or whatever. I must just say he, because I can't even know what we're talking about. So why do we have to go back to emphasize? We are not sure. We are sure. Okay, first thing first, he is an introvert. this is not a problem mainly, but it is a problem because him being an introvert, it makes him boring in a sense. Boring in a sense that he doesn't want to do anything. Like, he doesn't want to do anything. When I say anything, I mean anything. He just wants to sit in the house, do whatever. So in our relationship, we wouldn't go on dates. Yes. We wouldn't go on dates. We wouldn't do vacations. If you seen us out in a date or seen us doing anything, it was me initiating. He wouldn't initiate anything. He's just comfortable with just waking up, going about his day, jamburpela, go back to bed. That's it. That's his life. So he's boring in a sense. He doesn't want to do anything. Doesn't want to leave the house. Sharp. If he leaves the house, he will make it a point that, like, his conversation, you will hear this person doesn't want to be here. This person is forced, and this person is like, he's bored. So, and if I initiate, like, because sometimes we go on vacation, because I remember this one time on my birthday, I was like, no. I was even going alone. Sorry. Even that time, we were just because when we went, it was my birthday. I was going alone because we had like an altercation. This altercation, maybe I will reference it again. We had an altercation where friends were involved, and then so you know what? Go for sec, and then we broke up, and then he came back. He's like, no, and then and I was going on a vacation. It was my birthday, and I was going to Sun City, and then he's like, can I come with you? Because we're still rekindling. I was like, okay, sharp, we'll come, and then we went. So every time when you see us out, it will be me initiating. He doesn't initiate dates. He doesn't ask you out, nothing. And if you go on a vacation, he doesn't want to do activities. Like, you have to force him, like, do this. It's not adventurous, you know. And Mina on the other side, I'm an adrenaline junkie. So differences, personality and behavior differences. One, I won't do much. I don't want to take long with each point. Number two, I think we're getting real now. We are getting real. Number two, with him, I think this one is it's him being quiet, or him being an introvert. I don't know. But I don't know which one to go with first. Okay, let me go with this one. My person is nonchalant. He's not bothered. He is not bothered. He's very nonchalant. This one, I think, is straightforward. He's nonchalant. I think it goes together with that one. So I just saw this one. I'm like, okay, let me pair them. Number two, Anna backbone. He doesn't have a backbone. He doesn't stand up for me. He doesn't have a backbone at all. Like, when I say that, stand up for me, I mean, you see what Reason did for Gigi Lamaine? That's a man having the person's back. I think this one is consider my feelings. It goes with him not considering my feelings and him not having a backbone. He doesn't have a backbone, first thing first, and with that, it leads him to not consider how I feel about things. For example, with each point, I'll give examples. For example, this one time, I will go to family and friends just to give example, like, okay, in a situation where a family member is involved, or in a situation where friends are involved, like, how do things turn out in this event? So thank God there's a traffic, so we have enough time to get to KFC. So he doesn't have a backbone, and he doesn't consider my feelings. They go together at this point. He doesn't have a backbone. This one time, his sister said to me straight in my face, and he was there. She said to me, Ndimjusile, I've bewitched him, Kimufile love portion. And he was there. He just did not say anything. He was just quiet. And then on our way out, he asked me, Hore, and then when Nanalona, Nilwelani, Nibangani, why are you guys fighting? And I'm like, I'm not fighting with her. Did I say anything that I was fighting with her? or she's the one who said those things, and then I just said whatever. Because at the with my response, I said to the sister, I can also give you, so you can give your husband, because I really when you have a husband, so I can give you a portion of the love portion, so now you can give your husband, because la if ke mujisitse mutu all right, ke jisitse mutu waka, what's wrong with that? Luwena tsamaya o yo jisa mutu wa gago wa bona. So and I went on like in fact, because that time I was still doing my internship, and then he was not working, I think. So like we were not even established. So I'm like, so he asked me, instead of him stepping in and saying to the sister, no, don't do this because this is my thingy, I don't like it. No, we went out, and then he asked me, as if like, nah, I'm the one who's in the wrong right now. He asked me, why are you fighting with this person? Hey, let me check the phone if it's recording, guys, because Kikabua and the phone is not recording. Let me stop and then if it's recording. Okay, it is. Thank God, because there's technology in a bad trick. So I didn't consider my feelings in that. And then later, I'm starting with family members now. This one time, his cousin, Umbetileka Kampama, that mistake, according to him, because he said he can't bet it was a mistake. He wanted to hit my then friend, who's gonna come next to this. He doesn't have my back situation and Anna backbone. He wanted to hit my then friend Kampama, and then by mistake Mpama it landed on my face. And then that boy had to be forced to apologize by my mother, because now my mother, and then I did not say anything to the boy. He just like, like there was no situation, like he did not even, the situation, he came to me trying to understand, what's happening, why our better kampam. Like instead of like trying to ask the person, why better kampam, he's asking me why our bet. I'm like, why are you asking me? I'm the one who's bettered here, not the other way around. Why are you asking me? And then he tried to calm me down that day, I remember, but it did not. But then my mother had to force that boy to apologize, because my mother was like, okay, if he mistake, why then usa phonele nondumiso and apologize? And then weeks in, months went, that boy did not apologize to me. He apologized later. I think he apologized now, because me, once I cut you off, I cut you off. Once I'm done with you, I am done with you. I cut you off. Ask my mother. She's gonna come next. After this series we are doing her. Like, I'm tired bottling things up. Yay! I can actually take therapy now. And then my mother had to force that boy to apologize. Okay. He did not apologize until, I think it was when when we started, I think it was 2021 December, 2022 December. Now, this boy, we have to go, because now we had to go out, and we had to go, we must go out using my car. So now this boy, now instead of like telling that boy to apologize, he then comes to me and say, so but now we must go out, and now we must use the car. Can you please just forgive him and we move on? Did he ask for apology? No. So it doesn't matter how I feel. What matters is me just forgiving the boy, so he can be comfortable going with my car, because now he's not. You understand? Okay, sharp. The sister, the one that he said Naki Mujisi, even till day, we don't talk with that sister. We don't talk, and he's aware of this. And what is he doing, Kayon? Nothing. Nothing. If when I had this one time I was there, and then I had Uzara, and the sister was there, and then she did not even bother like playing with Zara. Not that I care, I don't. But when I'm not around, she does play with Zara. How? Okay, we're not there. Sharp. Till this day, this thing, it happened. It happened like back in 20. So when we rekindle things, then, and then it happened that the very same sister, so now it means man, your mom says that your and then when on shapa kampam. What are you guys talking with your mother? You see what the problem is? Sharp. That is just swept under the rug. Doesn't care how I feel. It's just like, Even with the start till we are not talking. Sharp. Now that's families, ne? When it comes to family matters. Some things like that. I want him to stand up for me on things like that. And, you know, consider how I felt instead of like wanting me to brush everything off and just go about like anything else. It doesn't matter. Sharp. When it comes to friends, guys, when it comes to friends, like I can never do anything right. In front of this man, I'm just... And this point, I'm a mangwabe in this man's face. When it comes to friends, with then my former friend accused me, now that we were back together now and I was pregnant. You remember when I said the former friend was supposed to be hit by a slap, but the slap landed on my face. Now here she comes. That very same friend, she accused me of wanting her man simply because, guys, and I realized this later, Hori, it was not even me. It was TikTok. You know what happens? Go TikTok. When someone sends you a TikTok link and then you open it, you see that video. Ne? That video, it comes back to your, like, Nkari, now we send link to that person. I don't know if it makes sense. But also, that's not the case. So there was a video on my TikTok that was by mistake sent to my TikTok DM messages. And then it happened that Herman was one of those people sent because I just had recently followed him back after he followed me. Then I was following back and then automatically his name, they go like to the list, the first list. Sharp. So she accused me of wanting her man, Ingi, and then she called me, confronted me about it, and I told her that no, it was a mistake, and she said she understand. And then after that, there were rumors. Everyone like, Aibo, I did not confront her, I just cut her off, and then that was that. And then now, I have a baby. Now, she has a baby. And even before I had a baby, they will talk with my man, with the very same friend that accused me of wanting their man. Make it make sense to me. Sharp. At first I was like, it's fine. And then now, when I had a baby, and then now they're talking hurry. They must meet, and then the babies can meet. Because now she has a baby. Now our babies must meet. They're organizing meetings behind my back. And then this one time, and then he tells me, and then, if he didn't even tell me, I just saw the message, and I'm like, and then, what the fuck? Not my baby. I told him the first, I had to tell him 5 times for him to understand, Hori, what's wrong with you, dude? And the last time I told him, maybe it's because maybe I was friendly about it at first, because I'm like, no, I don't want that. Don't do that. But also, that should be enough. If you are my man, that should be enough. If I say that I don't want this, you must know that I don't want it. I don't have to raise my voice and say, why is it that you don't listen to me or you don't consider how I feel? So this last year, December, I told him, I think like 3 times. And I'm like, and then after telling him that I don't like this, later, after 3 days, this and this. I'm like, but then I just told Uhuri, I don't want anything to do with this girl. Stop trying to make her meet my baby. I don't want. You cannot hate me as a mother and love my kid. It's not possible. Please stop it. I don't like it. Nah? So I'm gonna take the traffic way so I can take forever so I can finish the story. Or maybe I'll just, because I'm gonna go back. It's fine. I don't like it. Stop it. And then I had to like be firm about it and be like, stop it. I don't like it. And I was mad and I was pissed. Ask me, did he stop? He did not stop. Karibu January, because my baby was January. Karibu January. Ashiba too, they're talking about giving each other addresses so they can send my baby a gift. And I'm like, when I was Shanya? Because now you're about to give out my address to someone who don't want me, to someone who's talking shit about me. You know? And I'm like, oh my God. What's wrong with you? Why can't you just consider how I feel and what I don't want at one go and understand what I give back? So, according to him, it stopped sharp. And then there was this one time I was I was beefing with this girl, and that girl kahle ungiqalile, and I was just honestly just trying to make, like, trying to understand what abo mina nawe I did not think ukuthi I have a problem with you, kanti manje why ungibeefa. You know, that girl kanti vele sho ukuthi there was a gang of a group of a friend, because even there was, she even made a mistake sending me screenshots kakuveni mujele shakuyini, like vele abari busy. Oh guys, ngimanyise kubaba shrim. I mean, you kubaba mise mfumana shugurupana, but we are not there. What is happening? Because this thing is straightforward. It's just, why are you traffic? Because the robot is open. What's happening? So now this girl, because the girl was friend with, even I don't know how do I say this. So now the girl was friends with someone he dated back then, and then I even dragged in that beef. I dragged the then ex, and then now then ex calls him crying like, hey, don't to me so one before, and mina I don't know anything. What's that? Instead of him coming back home and just be like trying to understand what happened, he calls me. Hey guys, I mean, he calls me. Instead of him wanting to understand the story, what is happening, why, he shouts, yeah, why are you beefing with people? And I'm like, ukhuluma ngani? Yeah, beefing people. I even hanged up the phone, and then I come back, you know what, name? Please, I know that I look like I am the problem sometimes, but sometimes it would be nice for you to just come and say what happened, and for once listen to the side of my story before you make judgments. Because at this point you're coming across as in like vele, you know, she did it, she is the one. Hi. So that's how much he doesn't have my back. Like every time if there's a situation in his mind, he concludes not wrong, and that's that. So yeah. So I shared the family and the friend side. I shared 2 points. Oh, hi. Ooh. Guys, my storage got full. And then the way I yapped. Thank you. Oh, the way I yapped, the way I storage is about full. So but there's one point I was yapping about, one point I think that you missed. Let me check again. Let me quickly check if the phone is recording. Yo guys, the way I yapped, storage got full, and I was like, you know, when you're like on the height of things, of emotions, yo. So but I also think like it's just one point there. I think the last point that was recorded was he doesn't have my back, whether it's friends or family or whatsoever. I will always come out as the villain of the story, because from what I've realized, not even one incident or two incidents that I gave, like the incidents where I felt like, okay, sharp, this could have been handled mostly where I was not wrong. You understand? So I just feel like he doesn't have my back. He doesn't consider how I feel about things. He just, take people other side or consider people's other feelings before mine. So okay. So the point that you missed when I was ordering food because of my network, it's I don't know if you guys believe or what, because I don't want to say ambitious, because people say don't say that. There's no one who's not ambitious, guys. There are people who don't have ambitions, and trust me, I know. I've seen the things that you say with your mouth will tell me if you have how ambitious you are. How far are you wishing or to go in life? The things that you say with your mouth will tell me. Sharp. So when we started really dating, because we started when he was doing his matric, we were talking, but we were not really dating. Let me unfog my windows. I hope it doesn't make noise. We were talking, but it was not really that deep. And then he had told me that he wanted to do accounting. Ne? That okay, good choice. Because guys, I love smart people. Because one thing about him, he's smart. He's very smart. He's a level 7 in accounting, I think. Yeah, a level 7 or 6 or whatever. But he's smart. He's book smart. Yes, that I give it to him. He's a very smart person and he's a very good person. He's a very good father. He is just cack to me. That I cannot say, oh, hey, he's not a bad person. He's a very good person in people's eyes, not in people's eyes. In other people, he's a very good person. But to me, guys, when. So let's continue. Let's not derail. Let's continue nicely. So he doesn't see his potential. I put it nicely. He does not see his potential. So when he was in matric, he had told me that he wanted to do accounting, but then when he went to varsity, he did not get a space. And then there was let me see if it's recording. Hey, I'm just scared because now I can't tell if it's recording or not because I'm using the back camera, and that's why sometimes I hate it. I prefer the front one, but because I could be also chasing quality now. Sharp. So he went to the school and then he did not get, I don't know if he did not get the space, yeah, accounting, or he did not qualify or what. I don't know. I think he did not because his English was lower. Yeah. I think, I don't know, something like that. And then he got to this other course where he even got lucky and got a bursary at that course. And then 2013, when I went to, because we went to the same varsity, when I went to TEF and I told him that, I advised him to change. I'm like, why don't you change, Marahe? Because this is something that you don't want. You're only doing it because that's like you got a space available with a course. So why don't you change and because already you are now in the varsity, it's easy for you to change. And hey guys, so I'm deciding if the quality is not sharp. Awuzelanga quality la uzeli indaba. Listen, the quality like the back camera, like I kept yapping while the thing it was like off already because of storage, and I don't know why, because I clean my phone like every day when I post a vlog. I make it jehori. I clean my phone so that every time when but I guess the story it's so long, so that's why. So I had to clean. I went to eat, so now I decided, you know what, while I'm still in the mood, let me just do this and then this part 2 so I can finish and then we can go to part 3, because part 3, I think I'll just be answering questions. So where were we? We were at Tabaya. He doesn't see potential in himself. So when he went to varsity, he was the plan was to do accounting, but because Akiri we plan, but God decides. So he did not get a space the very same year as accounting. This light is too much. Let me try to dim it a bit. Yeah, I think it's fine. He did not get a space. He said go accounting the very same year. And then now when I go to TEFLOP in 2018, when I was doing my first year, I advised him, like, you know what, change and do the accounting that you want, because what are you going to do with this? Because he was doing EP devs. What are you going to do with EP devs? What is it? Because I did not even know it. Because, with us, black communities, either you're a doctor, a teacher, So, but accounting, it was something also familiar. Okay, sharp accounting, sharp in a mal at the end of the day. Because, yeah, guys, akekho umuntu ongafuni ukuthi umuntu wakhe ayenze ngcono, because your partner doing better, it's also that you're going to do better in life, and also your kids are going to be better in life. So that's what I wanted, because with us, it was sort of like when mostly in varsity, it was like solid relationship, because our parents knew, like I was introduced to his family, he was also introduced to my family. So with us, we saw each other as now we are like a solid couple who's gonna get married and just settle. I was like, this is my soulmate. I'm gonna settle with this guy. I'm gonna get married to him. It's a done deal. So I advise him, you know what? Leave these things. Let's just go do accounting and start afresh. But then he was scared. He said no. He was not scared because he was like, okay, sharp. I will register accounting. That was the agreement that we had, the both of us. Sharp. Jiggy jiggy. Nangu muntu. Day of registration. I got register accounting. What did you register? It's second year BDevs. Why? Because the uncle said so. Boo. Are you gonna get married to your uncle? Why are you taking advices from your uncle? That was my like, why? Because the uncle said that if I change to accounting, I'm going to lose my bursary. And I'm like, but then there's NSFAS. And that time, NSFAS, it was not giving us hassles. Like you just go, everyone was using NSFAS. That time, it was still scarce. So, Karino, but then there's NSFAS. You're going to funda NSFAS like the rest of us. Hey. It was then he did not, and then he registered the BDevs second year, and I started my first year of communications. And then when he graduated, when I fell pregnant, because I fell pregnant in 2014 when I was doing his final year and I was doing my second year. I fell pregnant, and then that's when we broke up the first time. I fell pregnant, and then he cheated he cheated and then we broke up then, and then we rekindled also after giving birth. Because I had to go and stay at his family house for like 2 weeks for umntwana ukuthi awe indaba yenkaba and stuff. So after that we rekindled, and then I had to go back to school in 2015 because I was doing I had failed, I think, because of the pregnancy. I had failed. So I had to repeat my second year, like not the whole, but some models because it blocks. I had failed in major, so I couldn't go to a final year. So I had to pass the major first. So in 2015, I had to repeat. So he was done. So we were busy, like, okay, sharp. And then, so graduation season, he had to come. Now we were fine now. So, but at graduation, he came. I organized like the accommodation for the parents and accommodation for him. Keep this in mind. Graduation happened. And then he stayed a week with me. And then he left. This did not happen, but that was his plan. His plan was, after leaving me, after the graduation ceremony, he was going to go off campus to see this other girl who was staying off campus. And I'm finding this 4 months later when I was telling these other girls that I'm rekindling things and not what, and they were like, leave that person. And I was like, why? And they were like, did you know that time he was there for graduation, when he left, initially he did not want to go home. It's just that girl who he was supposed to go to bumpy seats, he wanted to go and stay with that girl, and then without you knowing, when you were gonna know he's at home and he's not at home. And I'm like, guys, Nitsini? Yes. So that was it. And I was like, you know what? It's fine. It's over. So we were off. 2016, I was doing my final year. We were not dating at all. And because I hated him. 2016, I hated him. Like, I hated him. I did not want anything to do with him. When you hate someone, like, if I hated that guy. Sharp. 2016, towards the end of 2016, we decided, you know what, this is not good because we're having a baby together. It's not good for the baby. It's not good for us. Let's just, because also Lena, I was like, I have healed. I healed, okay? And then towards the end of 2016, we were now talking. So 2016, I finished. 2017, I graduated. And then I went back home, and then I went to Tembisa because I started working go airport. I wanted a job, go airport, and then I got it. I was like, no, I'm not going to stay at home, guys. It depresses me. And then I went to the airport. I looked for a job, and then I got a job, and then I moved to Tembisa. And then I think also he got an internship in 2017 at the VAL. So we were just here, and then we were just talking sharp. And then this one time I visited him at the VAL, and then, yeah, that was the one time I was like, no, man, this is not it. Because I just felt like, no, it's not it. So 2017 we tried, but then that's when I told him that go register with UNISA. Since you did not listen to me then, listen to me now. Go register your accounting with UNISA. Then sharp, he listened to me, he went and then he registered the accounting with UNISA. Let me look. He registered with UNISA and then he started studying, and then 2018 I got an internship in Joburg, and then I went from Tembisa to Joburg. 2019 I was still doing my internship. 2020 I got permanent, and then I bought myself a polo, the blue polo. Sharp. 2021, that's when he got a permanent job where he did his internship back then. I'm just telling you this. If you listen attentively, these things connect to what I'm saying. So when 2021, he got a job, he stopped going to UNISA. He stopped doing the accounting at UNISA because why? I got a job. What more do I want in life? Sharp. He came 2021, I got pregnant, and then 2022, we revisit the UNISA situation. Resume, continue with your UNISA. Okay, you did 2 years. Continue. Now it's another 2 years. You're gonna finish in 2 years. Since he did not want, I don't want to lie, he did not want, I had to force him. Because I told him that if you don't go back and do your accounting, I am leaving you. Because if you go back and you do accounting, I know that I will be a Gazela for 2 years. And then for 2 years, I know that both of us. You understand? I know that for 2 years. After 2 years, we will be fine. Just go back. It's better than you sitting here hoping that one day some miracle will happen, because you are working years, guys. It's not that deep. You know, you are working years, but it's not that deep. So go back and do your accounting so that we know that even if, you know, you don't get, but you have something, one chance, one slight chance. I believe in slight chances, guys. I believe in slight chances. One chance, one mistake, one door's open, you are in. So you can't sit, what if it opens? How are you going to know if doors are opening if you are not pushing? How are you going to know if doors are not opening because other doors, they are just there. You just need to go and lean against and then they open. You just need to go and push a bit and then they open. But when you just want to see a door like this open for you to know that that door is open. No, get closer to the door. That's what I was fighting him. Okay, because I was harsh in words and telling him, I'm actually, I was just giving him an answer. No, man, I cannot do like this. I cannot be in a relationship where we don't do vacations, we don't do dates, I don't get flowers, whether it's my birthday or it's Valentine's or it's Christmas or I gave birth, or I'm not getting any sort of present or any sort of anything. And when I ask you, it's but you know where my money goes. I don't have money. Sharp, you don't have now, but I see the potential in you. Just do this. One day utloba sharp. So he decided, he went back because of saying, or now I was like, you know what, I cannot do this. I cannot stay in a situation where I know that it's not gonna change. Because guys, sometimes when I know that it's not gonna change, because I know you're not gonna try a lotto. I'm not God, but what are the chances? Because I'll bet you no better. So you're not gonna. So your chance to making it's through education. Because I know, guys, this person I'm talking about, he's a very hardworking man. This person, I'm telling you, if he finishes this this UNISA accounting thing, and he gets a job in accounting, I'm telling you. Because I know his dedication. I know how hardworking he is. It just makes me so sad that he doesn't see this. Yena akaziboni. He doesn't see he doesn't see the potential in him, guys. I care about this digital footprint. We're gonna come back to this video one day and I'm like, what did I tell you? What did I say? Because I know because he works so hard. He works so hard without complaining. He works so hard like when he gets a job, you can see, even when he's doing his current job, you'd be like, why are you like, he's just so dedicated. He works so hard. So that's why I'm pushing, like, go do accounting, because I know that this guy, if he is to finish his accounting and get an accounting job at a firm or at something, he's gone. He's gone. He is gone. So he went back now. He started because he's continuing because I threatened him. So last year he did it. This year he's still doing it. It doesn't look like he's gonna give up, hey? Because yeah. So that's why I'm saying that he doesn't see his potential, because I had to force him to do accounting. If he had listened to me then, evenly Unisa. This year could have been his last. But no. I think he's still studying this year. I think I don't know. Because I'm not so invested anymore. I don't ask questions anymore, because also it was that thing where if you don't ask, I'm not gonna tell you situation. If you don't ask him about anything else, it doesn't tell you. Whether it's family drama, whether it's family news, or anything that even something can concern you, something can involve you, he won't tell you anything. If you don't ask, oh, did you pass? Oh, did you register? Oh, did you? He won't tell you anything. You just keep quiet. You have to ask him for him to say things to you. Clap. I don't know. Angazi. Namangazi. Yes. Wow. Namangazi. So yes. So also, this thing, our another ambitions is that he draws. He's very good, guys. This guy I'm talking about. Oh wow. You see how this guy, Sweet Guluva, it looks like he can do anything. Go Big Brother. When you look at him, you're like, you can do anything. It's him. This guy, he can literally just do everything. Anything. If you want our electricity, he can. If you want him our the tiles, he can. Anything. Anything. This guy, Angaze, I like every time when even when I was at home, when there was something issue, I knew he's gonna do it. He knows how to draw plans. But ask me, he was just drawing plans when just sitting down. 2021, he was not studying, he was just working. When he come back, he would just draw plans and he will not sell them. I had to shout from the top of my lungs. He started selling them this year. After when he got to Joburg, 2021, 2022, 2023, 3 years. I'm like, sell these plants. Sell now that he's doing them. There are people, even people, they're like, who did your plan? Who did, because there's a house at home, who did this plan? My boyfriend. I got him like 3 customers. And now he's getting customers because his work is nice. His work is like Angazi. You know, when you know someone who's capable, but they just feel like, it's nothing. And they're comfortable where they are. And I'm like, how do you get so comfortable in life? Because, guys, I don't know. Angazi, maybe I'm just too ambitious, and then I want unreasonable things. I don't know. Shapu, he started doing plans now. Sharp. And another thing that it made me feel like, and I concluded, ambitious. He doesn't see the potential in him. When you remember that when that polo, when I traded in the polo to this car, it was that I was like, now we are a big family. Whenever I want to travel, it's a lot, because now there's strollers, there's bags, there's everything. The polo now was crampy, and then I was like, no, it's too much. So we have to let it go. So you know what he said to me? He said, yeah, guys. He said to me, I must not sell the polo. I must not trade in the polo as yet. I must wait. I must pay it until it's finished. The polo, it was like left with 2 years from now. I must pay it, and then he pay, and then must say pay le polo leana, so I can buy this car, because this is my dream car. This is the car that I wanted. So I must not trade in that polo. I must pay it and then mase pelile, and then now I buy a new car, yeah, he will take over the insurance for that polo. Tell me, what does that mean in your head? He said I must not sell, I must not trade in the polo. I must pay the polo for the next coming 2 years. And then after the 2 years, I buy my dream car. And then he will take over the insurance polo. Tell me, what does that mean? It means that he wants me to finish the polo, so he can take it, use it. The only thing that he will pay is the insurance. So you don't see yourself, you don't see yourself buying yourself a car. That's what you're telling me. Because why do you want me to wait for 2 years to finish the polo so you can take over the insurance? Because now if someone takes over the insurance, they're going to have to use it, because also now there's going to be 2 cars. There's going to be 2 cars. So it's going to be like, I just gave you a whole polo. So tell me, what's umuntu loyo on amaphupho or ama ambitions? Because when you say amaphupho, it sounds wrong. Tell me if that person has ambitions. So the next point, angazi what's number 1. He's very much unreliable. And he says the same things about me. He says he cannot rely on me as a wife. Mangimbuza. So I ask him, why do you say that? He says, it's because he can't rely on me. Like, for example, if ever he cannot have friends in the house and then me, I'm going to cook for them. I'm like, yini? Uyazizwa. So I'm not reliable simply because now I'm not the person who can cook for you and your friends. Awa. So I'm saying that he's unreliable because I cannot rely on him to get even the smallest things done. For example, when Jojo, our firstborn son, had to come to Joburg, we had to find school for him. And I was heavily pregnant with Zara. I was at home because I was like, the plan was to give birth at home because there's gonna be people there. My mother was gonna be there. I'm not even sure if she was gonna help me, but that was the idea in my head that I had. Was at least I'm gonna have older people around, because my grandmother was still around, I think, yes. So that was my thing, or I'm gonna give birth at home. But no, I had to come back to find Iskolo Sika Jojo, because it was not gonna get done. It was not gonna get done. And his reasoning for such things that I couldn't take leave because at home we are busy. But he does take leave for other things. Like recently, his cousin was around fixing Uber stuff. I was shocked the other day. When now you can take leave from your work. He took leave with Amkape somewhere. Bayoyenza some things, the Uber that side. But with everything that has to do with us and the family, he can't take leave for I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm just overly available for such. Or I just want things to be done my way. I don't know. Smallest things such as getting a transport for Umtwana, because small things. When I say reliability, guys, I'm khuluming ngendaba ukuthi angina mali, please pay for this, or angina mali, send me 10,000, or I don't have money this month, pay for the car or for anything else, or take a responsibility. Because we share responsibilities when it comes to bills, and we share responsibility when it comes to the house. That part, I was fine with that arrangement. I didn't have a problem, because why? I was thinking, worry, tomorrow is tomorrow. I am building. I believe in love. Yes, I believe that one day, we're gonna be the success story. We're going to be the success story of me being the Bob the Builder. So that arrangement, I don't have a problem. So when I say reliable, I don't mean such things where I'm like, please, this month I can't do this. Please, this month take my bill. No, I'm talking about simple things. Like even when have you ever asked someone things, worry, can you please go wash those dishes? For example, I'm just giving an example. And then but in your head, there's a possibility that they don't do it. or nje, very unreliable. I think maybe it's because he's quiet and he's not street smart on things. Finding transport, I had to come back from Mpumalanga, Ngizela, so I can get a transport yomntwana. I mean, small things like that. I need to rely on, why am I driving all the way from Mpumalanga to Joburg if there's someone here who can get a transport yomntwana? Sharp. Okay, never had my back, considered my feelings. Oh, he's not manly. I added, he's not manly. Guys, when you are a man, take charge. When you are a man, take charge into things. Make me. Guys, there's nothing attractive than a manly man. There's nothing attractive than a guy who can, when you have a lion and then they roar, there's nothing attractive. It's not. Relax, nonchalant. He does. And lastly, this one exhausted me. I think that's what exhausted me to the core. This one exhausted me. I think, yeah, this one exhausted me. I always have to be his mind. I had to think like for me, and I had to think for him. Simple things, guys. This one exhausted me. I think this one is the one that guys, when I say that I don't love this guy, or the reasons why, I feel like most of the reasons I gave, the reasons that I'm leaving this guy is because I'm exhausted. I think maybe we're gonna rekindle again. Maybe let me take a break. Maybe let me not call it a breakup. Let me take a break because manjengi exhausted. This one exhausted me, guys. I had to be his mind. He cannot think under his feet. Like, I'm telling you that he's not street smart. So uber slow when it comes to things like uber slow when he can't make like instant decisions. Like, like think on your feet right away. When a problem comes and then it needs a solution right now, you can't. You have to. Okay, when I say that I have to think for him, is that you need to go back to school. You need to do ingi. Why don't you do this? Why don't you do it like this? All the time I have to think for him, and I have to like be the one to say, how about this? How about this? Why don't you do this? Ingi. Yeah. So I'm gonna give you a simple example on this one that happened recently. So when he was drawing plans, there was this guy who came over to fetch the plan. When he came to fetch the plan, this guy, we had told him that, and I am the one who's like, tell him that he needs to give you a deposit, because that's how you work. I can now starting a business. Tell him that he needs to send a deposit. And that guy did not send a deposit. He waited last minute, and then he came, like, he's like, no, I'm going to come tomorrow to fetch the plan. How are you going to come tomorrow to fetch the plan? Sharp. And then they were here, he was discussing, they were finalizing the plan, and then they left the house to go print the plan, because it was not printed, because he did not send the deposit. We thought, you don't want it. Now, man, we are not dating when this plan thing happened. So I'm sitting here, and I'm like, guys, you know what? The way I'm so exhausted about having to ask this guy for things and having to tell him things, I'm just going to look at him and just make the tula. But I'm like, you know what, guys? At the end of the day, the Malia plan is going to benefit me somehow. It's going to pay something. And then it's fine. As much as we are not dating, but it's I say Malia. Let me tell him. And then I call him. They were there printing the plan. Don't let that guy go without giving you the money. Don't let that guy say, oh, I'm going to send you the money. Or I'm going to transfer you the money. Don't do that. Because knowing him, I'm like, knowing you, you're going to hand over the plan to the guy. And then he's going to tell you that he's going to send you. And then you're going to believe him. And then you're going to let him go. And then he's not going to give you your money. And then you know what? He laughed. And I'm like, why are you laughing? And you know, that's exactly what I was gonna do. And that's exactly what was gonna happen. And I was like, you see? So I have to be always his mind. Like, yeah. And guys, so these are the reason why I felt so exhausted, and I was like, no guys, this cannot be. So you will tell me if I'm being irrational, or is it worth it, me giving away so much, you know. I mean, like, we had to let our kids go, and yeah, that's painful. Yes. And now selling the house, is it worth it? Maybe you will judge, you'll be like, but you are just being too unreasonable. And also remember, this is then, it's a pattern. It's like ongoing. Like, if I was to like get into a fight with someone, he don't have my back. If I have to ask him to do things, I have to be the one doing it for it to be done. You know, simple things. Yeah, I was just overall exhausted, and having to like telling a grown-ass man what to do, and thinking for him, and doing all this, like, oh, do this, oh, do this, why don't you do this in and then, you know, he doesn't see like anything. Yeah, he's fine, like, you know. So that really exhausts me. And yeah, this thing is not a one-day thing where I'm like, oh, okay, it happened today. Oh, I did not get flowers today, it's Valentine's. No, it was like, oh, okay, no flowers on Valentine's, no it's my birthday, no present, no nothing. Mina, my man doesn't buy me anything. It's even fun when I'm saying it. He doesn't get me anything. We don't, whether it's special occasion, whether it's nothing. You will not be shocked and come home there's flowers. You will not be shocked you come home there's chocolates. You know what he says? He says people, they just, it's in our problem. We look at Instagram too much. So yeah, he would say that people are doing all that for Instagram. So yeah, he would say that people are doing all those things for Instagram. But I'm like, the men, when they buy flowers for their people, they don't say, oh, let me go to, I think they like, yeah, they're not saying, let me go to Woolworths and buy flower for my person so she can post on Instagram. They go and buy flowers, they go and buy gifts, they go and buy chocolates for their people. Their people just choose to post it. So Yena, he believes that, oh no, all that people are just doing it because they want to post. But I'm like, they're not doing it for that. They're men who are buying them those things. They don't go like, oh, let me buy my wife a bag so she can post it. No, they're just buying their wife a bag. They're just buying their wife flowers. And then the wives, they decide to, to post, So yeah, that's that. So, and then I just go to a point where I'm like, guys, I know ngithi uthando, I know uthi I was willing to build with this man. I know I was willing, I begezelad the situation, but am I ready to go 5 years from now again with the same things? Because even if I was to look back, and check like when we fight, yes, if fight is all the things that I say here, all the time. We don't have a new fight. It's in all the time. It's the same thing. We're fighting over and over and over about the same things. They just revolve around, and yeah, it's just that this time, did he cheat? I don't know. Did I felt like he was cheating? Sometimes, but it will just be like maybe that he's talking to someone on those apps. Because I remember there was this one time where he deleted his Facebook. It's like, no, I'm deleting my Facebook because I just feel like maybe that's why that makes me make mistakes. Oh, okay, and then he deleted and then he reinstalled it. I don't know. Maybe now he wanted to make mistakes because I get it before he blamed the Facebook, and then now when you delete it and then when you reinstall it, it means that, oh, okay, whatever, now you want to make mistakes. So yeah, it would just be that maybe when he would talk to people, and then yeah. Because Vele now at the end, Vele he will talk to people, Naima will talk to people, and then he will find out that I'm talking to people, and then he will be mad. I'm like, Aibo, you are talking to people now. I know that you are talking to people because sometimes I know his passwords. Like, I know his phone. I can open his phone anytime. So sometimes, Ubone, have you ever seen a conversation? Ubone, with this conversation I paid Elanga. Guys, you are not dumb. Have you seen a conversation and feel like, this conversation? So sometimes you fight because Mina, I will not delete it. Like, you are flirting with men. I'm like, you are also talking to people because this conversation I pelelanga and I kalangala. So, yeah, bo. So it's just a bunch of a lot. So this was my piece. Yeah. I'm you. I'm tired. I am tired. Honestly, I was willing, Shem. Me, if there was one Bogoto, I was willing. And what's funny now is because now Manje doesn't believe. You see, some phone. You know, before would break up, would fight and break up, would fight and break up. And then have you ever seen someone, so when you see it in their face that they think that you're not gonna leave? That's what I would see in his face. Like every time when we fight and then we break up, we fight, we break up, and then in his face you can tell what this person is thinking. What's you're not going anywhere, mama. Now he is in disbelief. He is in disbelief because this one time he was like, no, it's fine. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna find a place to stay, and then we just gonna find a way. Maybe when you can stay here, and then you're gonna pay rent because there was this one time I was like, it's fine. You can go, Mina. Since we're saying that we need to rent this place, I can rent this place, and then we just see how we go about it in order for us to pay this house. He was like, okay, it's fine, I'll go. He did not go then. Now that the shit is real, he is not asking, he's not saying anything about going. So, but now he's in disbelief, I believe. And I'm just laughing. I'm just sitting here watching. I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, that's my story. And then I will see you in part. I thought it was not the recording. I was not seeing that minutes. I was about to get angry. I'm like, not again. I will see you in part 3. Part 3, I think I'm just gonna answer your questions. Yeah, that's that. Bye. And then after this, we are going to talk about my narcissistic mother. Sazoshuba. Stay tuned.